Hey, what's up? Mando Fresco here, and this is Mando and Friends presented by Verizon. I am here joined by singer, songwriter, actress, entrepreneur. Please make some noise for Jackie Cruz. What's up, Jackie? Yeah. Everyone watching is clapping, and they're on their feet right now. You're getting a standing ovation. What's up, Jackie? How are you?
I love that intro, man. You should come always with me.
I got you. I got you on
Thank
stage.
You for having me on your show.
Of course. Thank you for being here. You know, I want to start off with kind of just going back. I know you were born in New York, and then kind of.
Oh, you want to go back there?
Yeah. I want to talk about what baby formula you were drinking.
Definitely not my mother's. She got mad at me about that. Brings it up. I'm like, Mom, it's been 30 years. Get over it. I still love you.
So you were born in New York, but raised kind of in DR and in LA as well.
Yes.
Right. So talk to me about that.
Okay. I'm a Queens girl.
Hey.
I was born in Queens. I moved to Dominican Republic when I was like 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. And then I was raised there until I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And that's where I discovered music and singing and all that. Like my uncle, his name is Carlito Estrada, and he's really well-known saxophone jazz player in the Dominican Republic. So I actually played the saxophone for 10 years because of him. Yeah, I started when I was like 6, 7, 8, like 8. And then I played for like 10 years, almost like throughout high school as well.
That's dope.
Yeah, actually.
I wanted to play the saxophone when I was in middle school and in elementary school, but we didn't have saxophones in the district.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to settle for the clarinet.
I totally get it. Yeah. I get it. You know, my mom, I was blessed to have a mother who believed in me, and she bought me this 36-year-old. Well, now it's like 100 years old, but like this saxophone that was like 36 years old. I mean, I didn't know how it worked, you know, but it worked.
Yeah.
So I took that saxophone everywhere I went. So that's why I played the sax, because of my mother. She was great. But other than that, like, I just fell in love with music after I heard Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard. I was like, and I was watching the movies in the DR. Y se fue la luz. You know, the light was gone, because in the DR, that's what happens over there. You know, for like 4 hours, 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many hours a day, but we don't have enough money to have light like 24/7. So the light would go in the movie theaters, you know, everybody would talk, and then the movie would come back and everyone's, you know, talking Spanish, but Whitney is singing in English. And when I walked out of there, I said, Mommy, that's what I want to do when I grow up. She's like, what? I'm like that woman. She's like, Whitney Houston? And I was like, yes, I love it. I fell in love with like the style, the costume, her singing, the acting, everything. Yeah. And she's like, well, let me see if you got what it takes. You know, I'm like 6 or 7. And then that's when it all started.
You know what's crazy is a few things. I did not. You made it seem like, you know, like I totally knew about it, but I had no idea that the light goes out.
Oh no! Even
like while you're watching a movie in the theater.
Oh yeah. Oh, and on the streets, on the streets. There's no, like, you know, sometimes you gotta go. It's crazy over there. They don't let me drive over there. It's a little dangerous.
All right. So you were in DR, moved to LA at what? How old were you then?
Okay, so then I started taking lessons or whatever, and my mom and I moved to LA when I was 15 years old. And she's like, we're moving to Hollywood. It was like, she was my Simon Cowell. She believed in me. And we came here, and she was a doctor in my country of the Dominican Republic de Santiago. And she left her career to be no one in America for me.
Wow.
Yeah, and we lived in a little studio apartment in Koreatown on Normandy over here, on Normandy and Wilshire. Yeah. And it was a little studio, and I went to Hamilton Music Academy. Yeah. I got in through the sax. And they were like, oh, another Latina. We have so many. And I'm like, play the saxophone. It's different. And they're like, all right, let's give her a chance. So they let me in the school. And my mother, she put me in summer school, night school. I finished high school when I was 16. And the last year I did all performing arts classes in Hamilton. Yeah. And then, you know, I was in a terrible car accident, but that's another story.
Okay, well, yeah, I wanted, so when you were in high school, what is one of your best memories being at Alexander Hamilton High?
Oh my God. Lunchtime. Recess? I don't know if you call it recess.
What made it like special though? Like,
because there was like a part, they were all separated. Like the middle, there was like called Disneyland, mostly all the musical kids. There was the ghetto, you know, it was just like a lot of rap, you know, and different kinds of like soulful music. And then I was in the middle. So I would flip from like the ghetto to Disneyland because I had friends everywhere. I love the musicals and I love, you know, hip hop and all that. So yeah, I was just, you know, at the table listening, and it was kind of hard because I came in 11th grade. So everyone had cliques already, you know, but I was cool because they were like, oh, she's from New York. Yeah. Little did they know I was living upstate at the time. So, and then they're like, oh, she's Dominican. Where is that? Is that in New York? Yeah. I'm like, no, son, that is not in New York. Dominicans do live in New York, but that's not where the country is, buddy. Right. You know, Puerto Rico, Cuba, like around there. Yeah, they're like, oh, okay. And then I got introduced to hot Cheetos, like just, you know, all the spicy, and like I love spicy now because I started at 15.
And you kind of get introduced to the Mexican culture of LA.
I love the Mexican culture of LA. Los tacos, like Mexican is my favorite food besides Italian. They're like very close. Dominican I love, but it's just very heavy. I don't know if I do too much.
What's your favorite Mexican dish?
Just tacos, you know, like real simple girl, you know, those crispy tacos.
Do you have a go-to taco spot?
On the streets, on the streets of LA. You know, those are my favorite spots. Esas son, ahí están los tacos, los mejores tacos, I think, right in the corner, anywhere in the corner. Like I trust it.
You know, one of the best tacos that I've ever had, or still have. It's in Southgate. I was born in Southgate, born and raised there. Really? And you go, okay, so.
Where's your family from though?
My family's from Colima, Mexico. So it's by the coast. We love like seafood, mariscos and that type of stuff. So I'm not going to put him on blast. I'm not going to say his name, but he has this man has been at this location for like 10, 15 years. And you drive by the street in Southgate, and it's deep in like an apartment complex. So he has a Mexican flag hanging on a balcony. Now, if the Mexican flag is lit, like it has a light on it, he's there. Oh. So you walk in, it's
like a one of those hidden spots.
Yeah, but like you gotta know, like it's. You know, it's like super low key. So if the Mexican flag is lit with an actual light, then he's there, and you go in and they have the tortillas hechas a mano, the handmade tortillas.
Do you know compadres?
Compadres.
Okay, so that's my spot. But the salsa and the tacos are my favorite. You know, I'm vegan, so it's a lot of carb. I do the papas tacos. And then, of course, there's no salsa like El Compadre. It's so good. But the one on Sunset across from a Guitar Center.
Yep. And exactly.
Yeah, because I don't know if the one downtown, I don't know if I trust it as much as that one. The one I'm talking about.
You know what's funny? Some people have a certain way of looking at like, I don't know if compadres feel. I think it is a chain, like a family owned, right? Yeah. But there's people who go to, you know, like a Taco Bell, and or like like another fast food spot, but they'll be like, oh, you know what? I gotta go to the one on Long Beach Boulevard.
It's true though,
because the one on Century is not as good, you know. But it's like the same restaurant. Yeah,
it is. But some buy vegetables in the better place. I don't know. Yeah. Or, you know, it's not so watery, the salsa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
It's a thing.
Like,
you guys.
when you got a spot, you got a spot. You
yeah.
know?
And I didn't know. But are you first generation Mexican?
I am first generation.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too. I'm first generation.
Yeah. When did you? There's not a lot of. Growing up, we don't grow up vegan, right? Like when did that?
This is a recent thing.
Recently.
I like. It was for my health. I was getting rashes. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was the food, the cheese. I don't know. And then when I went to Thailand, which is where I filmed Tremors, it's out right now on Netflix.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. But they were giving me like, I don't want to talk bad, but like chicken balls. And I'm like, I don't know what's in the chicken balls. Yeah. I don't know what's in these beef balls. I'm just going to stick with the fruit.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's in there.
It's safe.
Know what I mean? So yeah, it felt safe for me. Other than that, Thailand is, I love you guys. Kapkunka, Sawadika. I love them so much. The people, the respect, the island. And then the fruit is so juicy and good that I would just have fruit, and I was survived on fruit, and it changed my skin. Like my skin, I feel younger. My body, I lost 40 pounds.
Wow,
40 pounds.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, and I wasn't like, I was just thicker because I was eating, a lot of cheese or whatever. But like, I'm always usually la flaca.
Yeah.
At this moment, I was not la flaca. I was thick, and it was just like, I don't know. The moment I changed my diet, everything felt better. Everything.
Wow.
Maybe you should try it.
I should. You know what? I've tried it and I like it. I just gotta I gotta put like more I just gotta focus on doing it.
Yeah, it's more of a lifestyle.
Because I try it and then like I fell off.
Yeah.
But I still wanna I saw this documentary, I forgot what it's called, but I saw a doc. And it's not like one of those docs that scare you, like don't eat meat.
Yeah.
It was a doc that just inspired me to go like, more plant-based and that type of thing. So I tried it for about I didn't mean to try it. I wanted to do it.
Right.
And that it ended up being just like a 2-week thing.
But this is the thing. I've been trying to be vegan for 6 years. I can't even say I'm 100% right now, because if I crave something, I'm like, dame un chin de eso, boba. Yeah. Dame un chin. But, pero I try really hard not to. So like, and it's just like my face, like I had breakouts, and now like everything is just really good for you. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And I feel like I want to live for a long time. I want to have children later, and I want to be there for them. So I'm not thinking about just me. I'm thinking about, my family for the future too.
When we say Verizon te da más, we mean it.
La red más premiada ahora incluye Disney Plus, Hulu e ESPN Plus.
Todos pueden tener lo que quieren sin pagar de más.
Y todo desde $35 por línea. The network more people rely on te da más. Cámbiate a Verizon.
Speaking of children, when you were young, I find younger, when you were like a teenager, I find your story just really inspiring and motivating.
Thank you.
And the only reason why I'm going to bring this up is because I want people to be inspired by, these stories, this podcast. And, I know that there was a point in your life where you were homeless.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that?
I had some friends that let me sleep on couches, and it was really hard because my mother, she moved here from the Dominican Republic, and I was like, I don't like your rules. Your boyfriend, which is now her husband of 20 years, is moving in, and we're in a studio apartment. I need privacy. I'm a teenage girl.
Yeah.
I can't bring boys over. I'm just kidding. I kissed a boy on my 12th grade.
I can't bring boys over. I'm out.
Yeah, no, I didn't really have any boys. That's not how I learned how to kiss. But anyways, that's a different story. So many stories.
We can talk about that later too.
But so my mom was like, she's from Queens, too. She's Dominican, but she was raised in Queens too. She's like, well, if you're going to be an adult, go be an adult, but don't come back here. And I was like, okay, whatever, Mom. My Honda Civic ride is outside. So like, bye. And like, I left and I was so impressed by this girl because she had her own apartment, a Honda Civic. She would drive me to school and I didn't have to take the bus. But then I started missing school, ditching work. I had 2 jobs. It was really like, I was rebelling because I was so like my mom and my godparents were so strict and very Christian and very demanding that like I wanted to rebel. And that's the moment I did. And she let me go. My mother let me go, which is really, really hard for a mom to do, but she needed me to learn. And then I was homeless and I came back and she was like, I was like, Mommy. And she's like, what'd I tell you? I said, can me and I'm not going to say her name. Can we move in with you? And she's like, nope. She told me no. She said, go be an adult.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hard. And we were living in that Honda Civic for a minute. And then I had a friend. Her name is Olivia Fox. She let me stay with her and her mom for a little bit. And then we won some Wango Tango ticket concert.
Hey.
She won it on the radio. And she's like, you want to come with me, Jackie? And then she only invited me, not the girl driving. And I don't know, she was pissed.
How old are you at this point?
I was 16. And she was pissed, I guess. I don't know. I don't think she did it on purpose, but she was racing someone that we spent the night at his house. And then she lost control of the car. And the car flipped 3 times and I wasn't wearing my seatbelt and I went through the window. And I had a man in a bicycle save my life because my supposed friend was calling her mom nervous because she didn't really have a license.
Wow.
And I didn't know all these things. And then I was rushed to, emergency and had brain surgery.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was in a coma for 72 hours and an induced coma for 2 weeks. And I woke up 2 weeks later not knowing what the hell happened. Shaved head, crooked face, crooked eyes, and I couldn't walk. It was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it to Wango Tango?
No.
Man.
We didn't make it.
Who was
We were on our
headlining
way.
that?
I don't, Justin Timberlake or something. Britney Spears or something. I don't know.
That was a
Baby
good one
hit
too.
Me one more time. I don't know. I was excited, and I didn't get to do that, but I learned so much because of that, waking up and the little beauty that God gave me, which maybe was my very long hair and like my face, was taken away from me.
Man.
And I wanted to give up on life. And that was, as a teenage girl, you're so insecure already. Like, it was freaking hard. And I got to go to the rehab and I met this beautiful little girl named Melly who was in a wheelchair and she was 10. And she just rolled up in my room and she's like, you're so pretty, Jackie. And I'm like, what? And this little girl saw the strength in me that I didn't even see in myself. And she made me believe that I'm here for a reason. And my mom said, you're not supposed to be here. They told me to say goodbye to you with a priest. And
Wow.
Actually, my mom was pregnant at the time and she lost her baby because she wasn't eating. She was afraid to lose her only child. So that was like, it was a lot going on. And then long story short is that this little girl like made me feel so good just by like telling me that little thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so ridiculous of caring about what I look like.
Yeah.
It's never about that. It's always who you are. And, I started volunteering because I was the only one who could eventually walk. And I went to DR and I got better. And 2 years later, I came back when I was 18 with a mullet, because I didn't want to cut my hair, hospital hair. And then I took headshots and I tried again.
Wow.
When I was 18.
She was your angel, the little girl.
Actually, I wrote a song about her in my album, Hija de Chavez. Melly's 16, and she's in the video too.
Oh, that's amazing. So you still keep in contact?
Oh, she's my best friend.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
Yeah. I can't really talk about it, but there's something creatively, a show that I'm doing about us.
Yo, I love that.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it a little later, but I'm really excited about that.
No, that's amazing. I'm excited to hear more about it.
She's mad cool. And she's like, oh my God, she does her own makeup and she's so beautiful and like it's crazy. I'll show you who she is.
Shouts to Melly. What's up, Melly?
Melly Moreno, te amo. You know it.
Melly Moreno.
Yeah.
Man, that's such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing
She's
that.
Mexican too.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she lives around here.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, Melly, let's get some tacos. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put her in like 3 or 4 videos of mine already.
I love that.
You see her somewhere in the video.
I love that. Yo, Melly, horchata on me. such a cheap ass. Just horchata.
Horchata. She's like, what about the tacos?
The tacos she got to pay for. The horchata, though, it's
well,
on
her
me.
mom makes some bomb food. I bet you her mom will take care of you.
I love that. No, so talk to me about what drove you from that point on. Obviously, you're 18 now and you have a passion for the entertainment business.
Mm-hmm.
The entertainment business is not easy.
No.
And if it, I didn't have any connections in the entertainment business. I didn't know anyone in television or radio or anyone like that. It seems to be the same way with you.
Yep.
What was that drive, that passion? What fueled you to get where you are?
It was literally like my mom. Like my accident really saved my life, which is funny to say. It almost killed me, but it saved my life because I was going the wrong direction. I was hanging out with bad kids, like the whole movie 13, but 16. I was a little late. And, I rebelled a little late. And it was just, I was being an adult when it wasn't my turn to be an adult. And God didn't want that for me. I could tell I wasn't ready for that. Like this little girl who like is loved by everyone because I was raised by all my tias and my 2 godparents. And, coming to California with these little kids who are adults, because California, these kids know so much, and I was seeing like drugs in front of me, like things I've never really seen before.
Yeah.
And, and I was just really taken back by it. And I was, trying to be bad. Like the first time I did smoke was the day before my accident too.
Wow.
Right. And there was some drugs in there and they found it in my blood.
Wow.
Some PCP or.
And you didn't know or
Mm-mm.
Wow. That's
it was
crazy.
the first time I tried it. First time I smoked in my life. I was like the day right before my accident. And I always wear my seatbelt. And it was just something really weird. And the thing is that if I did wear my seatbelt, I wouldn't have made it because the car was crushed on my side. So I don't know if like I do see this image of like, I don't know, some angels holding me down because some people fall from 2 stairs and die from hitting their head. I was 20 feet away from this. So like, it was that kept me going. It was just like, like I'm meant to be here. There's something that I have to say or do, or my story needs to inspire someone. And I do speeches all over like America and even Switzerland. I did a TED Talk. And I get to inspire people through my story. And it's just the beginning for me too. Like, it's just the beginning. It's crazy. I've been in the industry legitimately for like maybe 8 years now. And it's still the beginning. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, and I believe that. Talk to me about your TED Talk. Like how did that come about? By the way, that's like one of the things that I want to do here in
this industry.
Very, very soon. I'd love to do one of those. So talk to me about this TED Talk. You said Switzerland?
Switzerland.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that at the time I only traveled like 1 or 2 times. And this is how it happened. This is how God works too. I was just in line in the airport, waiting in line. And I'm like, oh, your daughter's so cute. And she's like, oh, this is Luna. And where I'm like, you guys are going to Switzerland? This was in Miami.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to New York, whatever. So the line took 3 hours. We became best friends by the time we were, on the other side of the airport. And she got my number and she does TED Talks. And she found out who I was and she heard my story and she told them about me. And right away they flew me to Switzerland and I got to share my story and sing. And it was really amazing. But it was just through me just being open and saying, hi, it's crazy. you don't know who's gonna be there. Like even meeting you, like we met at at the base, at a soccer base.
Yeah, it was like a soccer tournament.
Yeah.
Thing that I was hosting.
I love the owners there. They're so sweet.
Yeah.
Gina. Oh my God, they're the best. And so we met there, and I was like, oh my God, should I like introduce myself? And it was just like that. And what is it, a year later? Like you hit me up, and I was just like, hell yeah, you know?
Yeah.
This is great, Mando and Friends.
It's you know, things like that happen. We're having one of our guests is going to be Taboo with the Black Eyed Peas.
He knows me, by the way. I used to work with them when I was little.
Good dude.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm bringing him up because he and the Black Eyed Peas, they made a song called "Where Is the Love."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I walked into my college radio station was because "Where Is the Love" was playing out of this little tiny speaker. And I was thinking about it today. If it would have been a song that I had never heard of, or a song that didn't really interest me, I wouldn't have walked into that college campus radio station.
Wow.
So like, and I at that point, I was thinking my career, my life probably would have been different. But like what caught my ear, my eye was that song.
Wow.
So like all these things just connect on purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
You just never know.
Yeah.
And I met them a long time ago when I was in a girl group called Crush Velvet with a K. We didn't make it, but it's fine. I meant to be a solo artist.
You went solo. Went solo.
Yeah, like back then I was like, you know, I'm still like vulnerable in the studio, but like, you know, I'm an actress. So like when I get to act, I get to be silly and do things and say bad things maybe, and it's not me, it's her. But like when you're like in the studio, like that's me, you know. I'm just like, this is the real me. So I'm actually having a hard time trying to like be myself in this, because my manager is like, this is not stand up, Jackie. Like you got this, you're an artist, just sing. And I'm like, okay, but like, can I tell people like what's up? And he's like, no, because I did this whole viral concert and it was like stand up. And then I would sing, and then it was just like, maybe it's not like the right, I don't know how to like, I'm like, I am an artist, but it's just confusing for me because I'm an actress, and how to like separate that is just so confusing, because some artists are also like a persona when they're artists.
Right.
So you can see my getup right now. I'm finding myself. And I think this is the new me. It's Jacque la Femme, and you heard it live with Mando and Friends.
There it is. There it is.
She's a chic emo chick from New York. I guess I'm inspired by Flaca a little bit. Flaca's future right here.
This is Flaca after she got out.
You know what's funny though? They had this line on my backstory that didn't make it. I was so pissed. It said, one day I'm going to go to Hollywood and I'm going to make a song with Lady Gaga and call it Flacaga.
Flacana.
Flacaga.
Oh, Flacaga.
And it didn't make it. But now every time like I say one day, it's Flaca. She inspires me. I said one day I'm going to get a campaign with Kat Von D Beauty. I got it. Yep. I swear to God. And it was like, yo, if you meet Kat Von D, to my makeup artist, you let her know that Flaca uses that liner.
Yep.
It just worked like that. It's just, you got to really put out there what you want. And from Orange is the New Black, that's what I learned from my character, Flaca. She didn't give the F word about anything. And she just did what she wanted at all times. And I think a little of that carried along with me.
When we say Verizon te da más, we mean it.
La red más premiada ahora incluye Disney Plus, Hulu e ESPN Plus.
Todos pueden tener lo que quieren sin pagar de más.
Y todo desde $35 por línea. The network more people rely on te da más. Cámbiate a Verizon.
Let's talk about Orange is the New Black. You know, a lot of people know you from that what I would say one of the biggest shows of the decade that you were a part of. Orange is the New Black. How was your experience being on there? How was, I know when you first got the gig, you still had like a little side hustle.
I was waitressing at Lavo for season 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
I actually, I lied. I got fired at Lavo. Then I got a job at One Oak. And then I got fired. No, but then he was like, I didn't fire you. I need you. I'm like, I thought you fired me, man. Because I asked him if I could have the day off for my premiere for season 3.
Wow.
Right before I got hired, I said, hey, this day I can't work. And they were like, sure. But then they put me on the schedule. And then the manager, I'm not going to say his name, okay, but this was New York. And he wrote me a letter. He's like, you should have asked about me before you got here. You've been asking for a lot of days off, and I don't think you know who I am. And I've been trying to help you. But if you got to tell me what's more important, your Broadway show or your job. That's what he told me. So I went to my Broadway show, which was on Netflix. And then I went to my premiere and I had a good time. And then the next day, he emails me again. He's like, where are you? You're on the schedule. And I'm like, I thought you just fired me. He's like, no, we could work this out. And then I
sounds like a
quit.
toxic boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what managers of some clubs are. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. The one guy who did fire me from Lavo, maybe I should say his name, Jason. Jason, this is for you. I don't care. He fired me. And then he was like, you're welcome. I'm like, you're welcome. You know how the struggle after you fired me? I had to go work at South Point in the Hamptons, and I would come home every night because I couldn't afford to stay in the Hamptons. And then I would go to work. Like, it's crazy. Those times were crazy. But what I loved about it, I worked in a club and people would recognize me, and then they would tip me like crazy, yo.
Wow.
And then they would be like, can I get my Red Bull vodka, girl? I was like, yeah, girl, you can have one too. And I'm like, cool. So I was like drunk season 1, 2, and 3. That's why I look terrible. No sleep, but it was fun. Good time.
It fit the character though.
Yeah, absolutely. And Noah Teppenberg and Jason Strauss, they're the owners of Lavo and Tao, and yo, I don't have to pay anymore. That's all I gotta say.
People always think, because you say you had like this side hustle when you said during seasons 2 and 3, like people think or have this vision of success, or like once you're on a show, once you're on TV, once you're on the radio, like you've made it big.
Yeah.
Right. And that's not.
It's an illusion,
right? That's not really how it works. You gotta kind of pay your dues.
Yeah, you gotta pay your dues.
So for those people, for people that don't know, aren't aware, and I'll share my story too. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I would like to know, like, how do you start it as well? That what you do was something I wanted to do too. I took classes in Santa Monica College for like communications.
Nice.
I failed because I would go to Making the Band auditions. And the professor would also be like, what's more important to you? And then I would miss the class.
That's hilarious.
The struggle, it was great because there was this girl in my who worked with me, and her name, I want to say it again. It's Karina Correa. I love you, girl. She's amazing. And she was crazy. She is Flaca. She is my imitation of Flaca. That she would be like, she would talk like, she had a crush on the manager at the time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm putting you out there. Hopefully you won't watch this.
No.
Oh, oops. I won't tell you who it is. But she's like, I saw you talking to my man. I was like, yo, he was just telling me how to use micros. Like, what? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, did he say anything about me? And I'm like, no, girl, he has a girlfriend. Like, shut up. And then she would she doesn't drink anymore, but she would drink and she want to drive home, and I'd steal her keys. And she's like, where my keys at, girl? Where my keys, girl? I said, Sarah is parking your car. Where the hell is that redheaded bee at? I was like, she's parking your car. And then I was like, oh my God, Sarah, she's starting to push me. Like, I'm getting scared, girl. And then she's like, who you talking to? Who you talking to? And I was like, Sarah, she's like, oh my God, tell her that I love her. Like, she's just like crazy, you know? And then she's like, Jackie, do me. So she started laughing every time I would imitate her.
Yeah.
Because I would do it to her face. And then she's just, you know, she was 23 and she was crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, I'm old. I'm like, you're 23. And then I would make her dance. Like, it was just some crazy things. She doesn't drink anymore. She like finished college. She has a baby. She's married. She's doing great. I love you. But she was my inspiration for Flaca. And if I didn't have that motivation of like this girl, because I told her, I said, I'm going to play you on TV one day. Just the power of the spoken word. Like, I don't know if you believe in manifestation, but I definitely do. I literally was working on my mood board last night, like just cutting everything that I just dream of. Every year you have to do one. And I got to be honest with you, a lot of things that I put myself out there for really do happen. I audition like, you could say 20 hours. I audition and maybe I don't hear back. And it's really crazy these days. Like, hi, I'm Jackie Cruz. I live in LA. I am an American citizen. Like, these are the things that they ask you before. Like, it's just crazy. I don't know if it's like the corona, but things are nuts and it's not easy and it's not what people expect. It took me a long time to get like, you know, dinero.
In a good place. Yeah.
And dinero.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you know, you thought you were talking about how you were, you know, in some seasons to Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, but when they made me series regular, that's when I was like, I quit.
We good. We good. We're eating now. I was on the radio. My first year I was on the radio, and you know, live to millions of people. When you just start, I think in anything, for the most part, in the entertainment industry, you know, the money doesn't come right away, you know, and I would be on the radio, and then I'd go. I was in college, and I'd go in college, and I'd just be like, man, like it's crazy how I'm doing. Like it's almost like two different lives, right? Like I was here on the radio, you know, talking to a bunch of people every day, and then I was just like a student and.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure it was the same for you. Like, you know, you were hustling on the side and then you were on set.
Like literally, I would work until 6 a.m. and then 7 a.m. I have to be on set. Yeah. No sleep, literally. I would come in with like black makeup, just tears, you know, because I'm tired, ripped stockings, really sexy too, because, you know, you got to be real sexy for those jobs. And then like even Kate Mulgrow's like, what is it that you do? You know? And I was like, I'm a waitress. She's like, oh, okay. And I was just like, so like embarrassed at the time, but I'm not embarrassed because
you would go from your waitress gig to the set.
Yeah, straight to work.
Wow.
And, I would actually sleep in between. Like they would have to like knock on the door and wake me up. Like even the director felt bad for me. You know, he's like, go wake Jackie up. We need her. And she doesn't have lines. Like we were always be in the back, you know, sometimes, you know, because they didn't know who they were going to choose. So there was a lot of us just being extra work a lot in the first season. But you see us, you know, but there was just a lot of just being there, you know, and yeah, it wasn't easy, but it was just the best. Like, and I don't want to ever like not hustle like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing that now. Yeah. I'm still hustling. Like it's the beginning again. I got to start from zero.
Right.
Got to get that new show.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And part of that hustle, I mean, not just your work hustle, but like your life hustle, it has made you who you are. You know, like obviously you're a fighter. Like it's in you to not stop no matter what hits, what comes your way. And that's sort of what the entertainment or any industry really is. It's
so
like,
many highs.
How bad do you want it? You know, how bad? So what advice would you give someone who wants to get into the entertainment industry, who's about to start, who's just maybe a few years in, and they're like, you know what, this isn't really, I don't know if this is working for me.
Then it's not for you. So my advice is never, ever, ever, ever put a time limit on your dream. You don't know when God is going to bless you with that dream. I was literally went from my deathbed, like almost like, killed myself, because I wasn't the look that maybe Hollywood was used to seeing. Imagine my dream was already impossible because I never saw anyone that looked like me on TV. So that was already impossible. And then God, stripped the beauty that I thought I had. And that's never it. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's your drive, your heart, your passion. So I could be 90 years old, but I will win that Oscar. I will win that Grammy. I will win that Tony. And I will, whatever it is, I already got the SAG. So it's going to be EGOTS. I'm going to add the S. But hell yeah, you know what I mean? That's my, it's not that I want all these things. It's just I want the opportunity to be a part of great work. And that could take me my whole life. And it's worth it. If I could tell you that.
I love that.
And it can happen.
Your words of story are super motivating.
Thank
for
you.
real. And that's something that I love to talk about is just our story, because everyone's story is unique and different, I want to talk about this mood board that you speak of. What's on this mood board right now? What did you cut out and put on there?
I want to create a company, so I cut out like my company like logo, like created it, and then I put it everywhere. And then my style, like that you're seeing, the new Jacque La Femme. So I took just vibes of like the style I want to create for myself, and the persona that I am, that's dying to come out and a little afraid of what people might say. And then I have just everything that I movies and my TV show idea. I just put it everywhere. The name of the show, just all these things that I really I want for me and for my family. I'm married. I don't know if you know
Yes,
that.
congratulations.
Thank you, to a Mexican.
Yay!
Yeah, from Sonora.
Mexicans are up.
Yeah. Now maybe I could get the Mexican rolls.
Yes.
Maybe if I have like a Mexican child, my daughter's Mexican. Does that work?
Yeah. How's your Mexican accent?
Muy bien. Bueno, yo no hablo como, es muy confundido mi acento porque hablo dominicano, pero se me sale el mexicano porque
Sí.
hablo mucho con él. Entonces, su hermana es un poco fresa. So
es
like,
fresa. ¿De
fresa
dónde?
means like fancy, like
Sí.
they speak fancy.
Fresa is kind of like it's also kind of like a valley girl.
Yeah, she's a very valley girl.
Fresa.
So she makes fun of my Spanish.
Where are they from? ¿De dónde son la familia de él?
Sonora, pero ellos viven en Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
They were
Well,
raised
that's
there.
the fresa side, right?
Yeah,
there.
it's definitely fresa.
Mexico City.
Mexico City.
It's a beautiful city, by the way.
We got married in Oaxaca, though,
Wow.
which was beautiful. Like, I could live there. I loved it so much.
Oaxaca is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
How was I know it was, first of all, getting married during a pandemic.
Oh, I know. That was last
How
month.
was that?
Was it last month? Oh, no. What are we, October? Oh, yeah. It was August 28th. My birthday is August 8th, so I'm selfish. I wanted it to be the same month. I don't know. It was not rushed or anything. We didn't plan for it. I just didn't want to wait. And I said, let's just go. And then we went for a whole month, and then we had the wedding the last week. So like we just made friends. Oh, I like that band. Oh, this feels like we could get married here. I like this vibe. It was like that. No stress. Local people helped me, and then especially my tia Madeline and tia Lucy. I gotta say that because they'll kill me. She made masks for everyone.
Wow.
I mean, we really didn't wear them because we quarantined together. It was 12 people. That's it.
Nice.
And it was just really intimate. And I had
That's
a
goals,
band.
by the way. Just
Huh?
to have 12 people, that's goals.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then I had a Rafa Nova, like a bossa nova band who sung all types of music. Our song was La Vie Rose.
Oh,
You know,
beautiful.
Jacques Femme loves French, guys. I speak un petit peu le français, but it's just, I don't know, Dominicans, I don't know if Latinas, we just love French. You know what I mean? We love French, everything, French food, Paris, so I want to combine kind of like who I am, growing up and like who I would like to be, one day. So that's who Jacques Femme is. But it was beautiful, just super intimate, and me and him, and we had an indigenous, ceremony with a shaman, a lady, and she blessed us, and everyone blessed us, and we were barefoot in the sand. It was very romantic. Beautiful. In front of the waters.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats to you.
Fernando Garcia Rosas. He's an artist.
And
painter.
Fernando and your family.
Thank you.
And those 12 special individuals that were there. Shout out to the tia
Madeline. Y tia Lucy. Lucia de Los Angeles.
And Lucia.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouts to them. That's amazing.
Oh, and also Victor Luna, who made my dress. He's amazing. Mexican designer, lives over here. Like, we could walk to his house downtown.
Dope.
And he made me 2 dresses, one that I could go in the water, and a silk, beautiful Italian dress for my wedding. And my vibe was very Star Wars meets Mexico tradition.
I love
Latin tradition.
I love that you have, so many, you embrace all these different Latinx cultures, right?
Yeah.
From DR to Mexico and everything in between.
Yeah. Puerto Rico, Cuba.
It also reflects in your music.
Yeah.
Your Laura Loca, right?
Laura Loca, yeah.
That was the first song I heard.
Yeah, it's the first one I came out with.
And I told you on the phone the other day, that song was ahead of its time.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
That's such a good song. That it has like a Caribbean, like sexy, even like urban vibe to it. And this was before Señorita came out. I love me when you call me Señorita.
Yeah.
This was even before what is it? The J Balvin, Bad Bunny, and Cardi B song came out that had that type of like Caribbean vibe. And
that's what happens when you don't have a label behind you. You get thrown under the table.
but you know what? It says a lot about you and your vision, though. Mm-hmm. At the same time, you have all your music is different. You dropped your project last year.
Yeah. Hija de
Chavez. And every song is different. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about your music.
Really, yeah, quickly. I just wanted people I don't want to run out of time, because music is like my heart and soul. And that's what drives me. Music is what drives me, really. And till I make it, I'm gonna be a viejita cantando la tambora. I don't know, but I will be on the radio one day. Okay.
Yes, I believe it. I know it. We'll make it happen.
Thank you. So, thank you, Mando. He's my friend. I wanted people to get to know the real me before Jacque La Femme came out. Really, like before this alter ego came out, because I really am my daughter's child. He did not raise me, but I am la hija de Mario Chavez. You know what I mean? I didn't use his name. He didn't really believe in my dreams. And I was a feisty little girl. And I said, well, I'm going to make it. And I'm not going to use your name, Zaddy. And that's what happened. So, but we're cool now, whatever. But he... he's unblocked, but me and him go through on and off. I block him. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Last year, I just unblocked him, but we're cool. And he never understood my pain a little bit of not having, a dad. And I said, maybe he'll understand if I write a song about it. So I have a song called Hija de Chavez también. And it just explains a lot of like what I always dreamed of and what I never had. And I still love you, and I'm todavía soy la hija de Chavez. So even though I'm Jackie Cruz, people know me as Jackie Cruz, but my real legal name is Jacqueline Jennifer Chavez.
Jennifer.
Yeah. So literally, that's why my album is all mixed with a lot of things, because I love the blues, I love salsa, I love hip hop, I love Caribbean, I love African beats. So it's like me trying to figure out myself and kind of, you know, testing the waters. There's even a house song in there. Like, but now I feel like I know the vibe that I want, you know, and I don't want to put myself in a box either. I want to be able to do a lot of things, but I'm going to incorporate more jazz and, you know, Dominican, you know, palo beat. And I was telling you about it, you know, African beat and some salsa in there, you know. I just trying to mix it up and see what we can come out. And now, thanks to you, I'll be working with Breakfast in Vegas.
Yeah. Shout out to my brothers, Breakfast in Vegas, Curtis and DJ Yanni. They're amazing, you know, producers.
I'm gonna meet them tomorrow, thanks to you. So
they're originally from the East Coast and they're in LA now. You know, so I feel like you guys have that connection as well.
Yeah, I really think they'll understand where I'm trying to go. But the thing is, I just want to stay in the studio and make music. I've been dying slowly because I had to learn how to record myself, and I'm not that great engineer. So yeah, but it's good that now I know what I'm doing, how to bounce things, how to like maneuver my way through Logic and the Apollo and all these things that I always had an engineer do. So that's kind of what COVID did for me. It just made me just be like, you know, I learned a little piano, I learned a little this, I learned how to record myself. So I feel more at whole. Like when I go into the studio now, I'm like, oh, I know what he's doing. And I know I can do this myself too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, let's talk about the pandemic, what it's taught you. You know, what apps or what tools, what type of tech, you know, you've been using throughout this time?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned it because that's all I know. I was trying to sound real smart, but you kind of ruined that for me now. I just know about the Apollo and how to bounce things, okay? I know how to, like, you know, send things, like, you know, how to, like, you know, command, duplicate.
So you got some shortcuts on
Command D, Command B, like, these are the things that I know. Nothing crazy, just, like, real simple things. And Logic I've been using, and I've been doing like podcasts too. And I work on an animation that I think I could say because I posted it. It's called, oh my God, my New York came out. It's called Nuevo Rico.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, an animation based like in 2058. And Christian Mercado, director, I love you, man. He's now, you know, directing Bad Bunny things, and he wrote it and directed it, and I get to be the voice of Barbie. And it's like these twins who are like artists. They want to be these, you know, they want to be stars, and a lot of things happen to them, but I don't want to tell the story, but it's so amazing and you're going to love it. And it's, you know, all of us Latinos from, you know, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, kind of, and Afro Latinos just getting involved and kind of showing that, you know, we're all kind of the same people.
Yeah. And
expressing that through our art, which is animation and music.
I love that. I love how creative you are and
trying
and your hustle.
That's crazy though, recording yourself.
Yeah.
Like the first time I did it, we spent 6 hours, and by the time we heard it, it was all echoey. I had to do it again. So it took me like twice. I had to record, like, so it's like 14 hours of work.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then I went to a producer because I was like, who am I kidding here? Like, I need help. It was a lot of work. I got to be honest with you. But I'm happy that, you know, I didn't just sit on my booty and, you know, cry about it. I created a show called Live with Jackie. Mm-hmm. And I got like, it was just on my Instagram. Everybody had their show on Instagram, but I was one of the first, all right? And I had like Tan France, some random people on there. Like Fat Joe was on there. Like, you know, Melanie Fiona. I had just all these amazing artists, Anthony Ramos, like just come in and talk about who they are and inspire my fans. And then I would call the fans and they would sing for me. So it was like kind of opening up my platform to someone maybe who doesn't have that, you know, voice, and kind of showing. There was some crazy, beautiful singers. There was this girl who rapped in Switzerland in Spanish. She's Mexican, and she rapped in Swiss, in Mexican.
That's dope.
And I have her
Dope.
information. Like I wanted to create like a show and bring all these people that I met through Live with Jackie. So I don't know. I have future goals, but like I got to do my own little thing, and I didn't, and I got to inspire other people why they inspired me.
Yeah. No, I love that. And like I said, I love your creativity, your hustle. You're a busy woman, and you just dropped a new film as well.
Yeah, Tremors 7. It's amazing, Shrieker Island. But I just loved it because we got to shoot in Thailand, and this was November of last year, so it's gonna be like a full year. And
Wow.
I was going through. It was just almost right after I met you, and I was going through a really, really difficult time. Like my album was just released, but I was having some personal issues, and I was not myself. I was, overweight. I was depressed, and God blessed me with this movie in Thailand. And oh my goodness, the cast, the director, it was my first Universal picture, and it was like amazing because Thailand, the people, like the little kids just come and like, say hi to you, like just the respect. And no one steals there because they believe in karma. I left my phone. I leave my phone everywhere. But I left my phone, and a week later, I found it because they charged it for me, and my agent called my phone, and they answered, and they figured it out, and it was at a restaurant, and they kept it.
Wow.
Just crazy things happen. Like another time, I had a brownie, and I was
bakery delicacy
by myself. And I was alone, and I was not feeling well. And the same guy who saved my phone,
saved you.
Saved me, took me on his little moped to my hotel because I wasn't feeling good. Just people are worthy. I'm not saying just to get on a car with anyone, but I don't know. What am I doing here? Don't get in the car with a stranger. What I'm saying is that people are nice, but you got to feel the vibe. If you feel like there's bad things, just don't get in the car. But, it was a moped. I could jump out, I trusted him. But everything was just so beautiful. And that's when I became vegan. That's when I learned that they every full moon, they get in the ocean and they offer flowers to the ocean and thank the universe and the ocean for blessing them. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm always on the go and looking for what's next. That's also something that the quarantine helped me. I stood still and I just was thankful for the present and for everything God gave me. This movie that I dreamed to make, Thailand that I never got to travel, the people who really love me, and I just found myself, I didn't have to have someone save me. I saved me in Thailand again. But I always fall down and you have to get yourself back up.
When we say Verizon te da más, we mean it.
La red más premiada ahora incluye Disney Plus, Hulu e ESPN Plus.
Todos pueden tener lo que quieren sin pagar de más.
Y todo desde $35 por línea. The network more people rely on te da más. Cámbiate a Verizon.
Okay, so Jackie, now we're going into one of my favorite parts of this podcast.
Okay.
It's called Rapid Fire with Fresco.
Oh, dear.
Actually, I haven't even thought of a name, so that's not the official name.
Not official, okay.
Oh, yeah. it's TBD, all right?
Yeah,
But
Untitled.
anyway, here we go with the rapid fire questions. So as fast
I'm
as...
not really good at tests. Is this going to be really hard?
No, it's really easy. It's
I
just
get nervous.
as fast as
I can.
as you can, whatever comes to mind first. Okay. Some are even yes or no questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Those can be scary. Okay, go ahead. I failed my Bed Bath & Beyond exam, okay? If I didn't get the job at Bed Bath & Beyond.
No,
They asked if I stole, and I said one time. I'm honest.
We'll save that story for the next podcast.
Okay.
All right. Favorite Spanish word?
Coño.
Funniest person you know?
My little sister Isabella.
Plátano frito or papas fritas?
Plátano frito.
Biggest celebrity crush as a teen?
Elvis Presley. I know it's crazy. I'm still in love with
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. My dog's called Elvis.
Favorite Spanish show?
Oh, and also Zach Morris. Sorry, I was thinking
Zach
like there was
from
also
Saved by the
someone
Bell.
else. Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris. I think all Latinas.
I had a crush on Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah, you see,
so
see
yeah.
what I mean? Okay, what was the next one?
Favorite Spanish show?
Favorite Spanish show?
Mhm. It could be like an old school classic show.
Oh, favorite Spanish show. Well, I always like Don Francisco.
Yeah.
And I got to meet him, and he's actually in my profile picture in my WhatsApp.
Don Francisco and Sábado Gigante.
Yeah, Sábado Gigante, because my abuela is like, un día quiero que esté en Sábado Gigante. And I got to be in his show, and I brought my grandma.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really amazing. I cried a lot.
Best salsa ever made.
Celia Cruz. Salsa? Celia Cruz?
Yeah.
Salsa music?
Salsa song.
Oh, Celia Cruz.
Best salsa. My mom makes amazing salsa. No, best salsa.
Habanero. I told you.
Best salsa song ever made.
La de Celia Cruz, Carnaval.
Carnaval.
Y a la vida es un carnaval.
No hay que llorar.
Yeah.
Que la
No hay
vida
que
es un
llorar.
carnaval.
Yeah, that one.
What is your go-to late night eat spot?
Oh my God. I don't like to talk about this. Since I can't have the burger, like In-N-Out, like animal style French fries.
Okay. Something.
But no cheese. Stupid. But sometimes I go with it. Don't tell.
Are
my
you
husband.
lactose or no?
No, I'm vegan,
vegan,
so
yeah.
I will have a really bad stomachache. But I eat it in the car. By the time I get home, my husband, who is vegan, won't yell at me. I have so many things underneath my car seat, like, because he gets mad.
Yeah.
He gets mad at me. He's like, you cannot say you're vegan. And I'm like, I can say whatever I want. I am vegan. What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean?
I love how you said in the car, because they give you that option too, like to go or
In the
to eat in the car.
Definitely in the car. I watch my little show, park the car, and have my
in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Just hang out. What
Kind of sad.
What is your favorite Latinx food dish?
I mean, a Dominican,
Yeah.
mofongo.
Mofongo.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
It's
Hell yeah.
plátano majao
Yep.
con chicharrón, but now I really can't have it. So my tia does ajo, and she makes it veggie for me, but it's really good.
Nice. Yeah, mofongo is amazing. What's a nickname
Oh, no.
that nobody knows about?
Oh, no. Well, in my family, they call me chonchi,
Chonchi.
which means little pig.
Yeah.
Because I'm a creative. And I leave my clothes on the floor sometimes when I take them off.
Chonchi.
Yeah. Chonchi.
In the Mexican culture, if you're like a little chubby kid, they call you chonchis.
Really?
Yeah, hey, chonchis.
Isn't that funny?
It's
I was
horrible.
called Flaca and Chonchi.
Lakers or Knicks?
Lakers. But I have to say it because, I think my family's going to kill me. But I have to say Lakers because I moved here when I was 15. And that was my first, Lakers and the Dodgers were my first games I ever went to.
You saw Kobe play.
And I got to sing. Yeah, I saw Kobe play, and I got to sing at the Dodger Stadium, the national anthem.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And
so
at the Rams as well.
how about something you're horrible at?
But the Mets, I got to say the Mets. Can I
The
say
Mets. So
Yeah.
so Mets over Dodgers,
Mets over Dodgers, yeah.
Lakers over Knicks.
Yes.
Okay, so you're kind of
I was going to say bisexual, but I meant bi-coastal.
Hey,
Also bisexual, but I'm a bi-coastal team person. I don't know. It's weird. Dominicans are weird, especially me because I'm the only Dominican that came to LA instead of New York. You know what I mean? From the Dominican Republic, everyone goes to New York, but I came to LA.
Mhm.
That's really weird. Born in New York, moved to DR, went to LA. It's just a weird.
yeah, it's
We got some people here now. We got some Dominicans up in the house.
yeah.
There's some.
I you know what? Do you see more Puerto Ricans in LA than Dominicans?
I think
Or the
it's
other-
more. I think it's the same kind
Yeah?
of vibe. Yeah, a lot of Dominicans Colombians and Puerto Ricans. And the Cubans are more in Miami, I think.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How about something you're horrible at?
Oh, technology. Please don't make me like send you a bunch of things. Like it's too much. Like thank goodness that my husband is good at that because I'm like, can you send these files? Like, oh, and now with like, COVID, like everything is virtual and like I'm looking for my sign. Like you got to do everything yourself. Like it's just a lot of work. Like people behind the camera right now, I want to just thank you because God bless you because we need you. You know what I mean? I can't wait to go back to normal and not have this. Are you there? We should have a debate.
It feels like we're about to have a debate with this plexiglass here. All right. So best rapper of all time.
Tupac.
Lastly, since you played La Flaca, would you ever co-host on El Gordo y La Flaca?
Hell yeah. I literally met La Flaca because she's, I did this, I know Gloria Estefan now because I went to the premiere of On Your Feet and I became friends with the family and the daughter and they're related. That's her niece. Yeah, so I got to meet her through them. And then she's like, I'm the Flaca too, right? And then, so she loves that. And me and her get along really well. I would love that. Are you kidding me? You tell them to call me. Yeah,
let's make that happen. That'd be amazing. They don't even have to change the name of the show. They don't got
to change the name. I could just co-host for a day or two. I'm not trying to take your job, girl. But
let's make it happen. Come on. Raúl de Molina, let's make it happen.
Vamos a ver. Llámame. You guys love Dominicans. I see a lot of Dominicans in Univision. For sure.
We got some connects. Yeah. My Verizon fam got some connects over at Univision.
I like Verizon too. I didn't get that commercial in 2007, but it's okay.
You're spread it out in the universe.
Can you hear me now, Verizon?
Well, you're here now.
No, just kidding.
I appreciate you so much, Jackie. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, this was great.
You're invited here on the Mando and Friends show anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So much love for you. I know big things are coming your way.
Thank you.
Jackie Cruz, Armando Fresco, and this is Mando and Friends presented by Verizon.